Now let's bring out Arlen Hamilton, from the founder, manager partner at Backstage Capital.
Come on.
Hi. Hi again. Hello, hello.
Hey.
How are you?
Good.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's great.
Yeah. Did you all know she's on the cover
been
of
very
Fast
shy
Company
about it.
this month? If you haven't
I don't
seen
like
it
to
yet,
mention it in public very often.
amazing.
Cool. Thanks for having me. Hi, everybody. It's so quiet in here. It's so respectful.
They all came to hear you.
Quite right. Quite right.
Awesome, awesome. Now, I will say that we was talking last night that we believe you are the first two-time keynote speaker, fireside chat at Tech Inclusion.
Oh, cool.
In 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So,
That's awesome.
yeah, so
yeah,
it's a
thanks
little-
for having me back.
Yeah.
After last year, I didn't know if I was going to be welcome, but great. No, I'm on my best behavior here.
Nah, be yourself, be Arlen, be who you are. Yeah. Cool. So we can jump to some questions.
Yeah, and actually, so speaking of this,
That's the Fast Company cover, October 2018, if it's far back. Yes.
Thank you, thank you. Let's jump right to it.
Yeah.
How do you feel about being a role model for a lot of people who are underrepresented? And you're a successful venture capitalist and a black woman, a black lesbian woman. And how do you feel about that?
Well, it's amazing. It's a wonderful feeling. I'm very honored and proud of it. And I don't know, there's a lot of responsibility that comes with that, whether it's like fair or not, or something I put on myself or not. There is responsibility there, and so I take it very seriously. And, but you also see I try to have fun with it because, I'm making up for like decades and centuries of like white male bravado. So that's why I kind of come out here like that. But yeah, I'm really excited about it. I know that there are so many people who I'm representing, not just like, you know what I'm saying? So like this cover to me, honestly, and I know it may sound like corny to some people, but to me, this is our cover. This is what this represents.
And yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And one of the things that you've talked about on Twitter and I've heard you talk about before is making sure that you are always you. That despite all the pressure of that
Sure.
representing everyone.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I've been me for almost 38 years, and so that's the easiest thing I can do. Like that's everything else is pretty difficult, but like being myself is pretty easy. And however it looks from the outside, none of this came easily. None of this is, it's just, I've been, slogging it out, I guess is maybe the phrase, but it's been a while. So to me, it's just the easiest thing to, I've been comparing myself to Lisa Kudrow recently, and I don't know exactly where I'm going with it, but it's gonna be like my master opus at one point. Like, cause she was like I think she was the eldest of the cast members, and it seems like she stayed the course throughout the year. She didn't have a lot of rocky moments that we saw. And I think that has something to do with it. Like, I was 35 when I got my first LP, my first limited partner who invested in our fund. And I was 37 on the cover of Fast Company. And so I've just, this weekend I'm staying at a fancy hotel, ordered Popeyes twice on DoorDash. And they're like, madam, your Popeyes chicken is here. And I was like, all right, great, fantastic. That's what I ordered, great. You can take the judgment out your eyes for a second, sir. It's gotta be me.
Yeah. I love that. I mean, it's something that I admire and respect in terms of your confidence and your ability just to maintain, like, I'm just gonna be me and deal with it. where does that come from? Like, this is not one of the questions, but like, I'm like, where did that come from? Like, is it the drive to like, you know what, I have this end goal, and I'm going to get there no matter what, or is it just like you know your responsibility and like get there and you just like, you know what, I'm going to change this, or is it like just the power from the community?
It's all of that. It's all of that. I've personally just never been one to be super shy about stuff, about like being proud of my own accomplishments. I try not to brag. I mean, when I brag, I hope it's taken as the silliness and I'm trying to make it, right? I try not to brag, but I also don't feel like I owe anybody this sort of shrinking, like, oh, that, you know, I didn't do that. Yes, I did. I did it, and it wasn't easy, and here we are. And the biggest part of it is that there's a great strength in knowing that time after time someone else is getting some of that. You know, it's like rubbing off on other people. That's what I really want. Like, I want all of us to feel empowered, and in order to do that, you have to have representation. You have to see it. So for better or for worse, I'm one of those people that's like influencing that, and I just try to lock into an authenticity every time, because I've heard more no's than yeses. I think most people have. I've heard more no's than yeses. It's been harder times than it's been easy times, but just like, I have to live with myself. I have to like wake up every day and say, okay, yesterday you like represented yourself well, and you represented the stakeholders in your life well, and so it's important.
Awesome.
So Kelly Hui wrote an article in Forbes a couple days ago about.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's a good friend of ours too.
Yes.
About how you've not only have you built an amazing venture capital firm, but you've also done it in a very intentional, I think, way, where you've built a very diverse team, the most diverse venture capital team out there.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about how you did?
So first of all, I want to. I don't know if we can say it, but Wayne, you had everything to do with that Forbes article. Let's not act like you didn't. Like, Wayne helped us with that Forbes article.
I know people.
We got Christy. I'm assuming because you're here, we can say you. We got Christy, we got Alex, we got Faye.
Yeah.
Please raise your hands so they know they're from backstage representing. We're gonna give them a round.
And what, about a month and a half ago, we was at TechCrunch Disrupt, and Melinda and I are part of Backstage crew, work on the accelerator.
Yes,
so
yes.
Yeah.
built
I
this-
was getting there. Wayne.
I'm sorry. My bad. I saw the people for my bad.
I was.
I will be quiet.
So yes, Wayne and Melinda are a huge part of our accelerator that we've announced, which is huge. It's a huge get for us. I feel real proud of that, because it was like it was a move, you know. And it's been really important not only to have the diversity, because it's actually working. It's actually, you see the moves we're making, you see what we're doing, and there's stuff that you don't see, that people don't see that we're doing that's yet to come. Mm-hmm. It's because of the team. It's because the team is diverse. It's because the team can pull from different backgrounds and experience and points of view that we're able to be this strong. And I think it's important too, because I honestly didn't cast this crew. I didn't cast it, you know what I mean? It came one at a time because of what we built internally. So I wanted to also be an example to other companies and other funds who may think that it's just too difficult to diversify their teams. Like, at this point, it's too difficult. Especially funds. Like, I do want to point out to people, in case you don't know the dynamics there, like, funds, I'm not going to give anybody a pass, but I will say where it's due. So funds have a specific amount of budget every year, their management fee. And so it isn't like just the simplest thing in the world to add a couple of new partners, mm-hmm. especially ones that are outside of their networks. But having said that, they know that. So now is the time for them to start reaching out and having better networks so that they can eventually at some point put people in place. And you do that by having this, having analysts and associates and principals, and you keep going up. It's like a law firm. So they can't sit there and say, we can't do it because it is what it is. They have to do a little bit of both. They have to recognize that it's not that easy, but we're going to start somewhere. And so hopefully Backstage is an example, and we have a lot of fun too. Like we have it's like the most fun I've ever had in any job. And I've been on tour with musicians. Like this is like the most fun because it's super diverse, and I learn something new every day from people. I learn a lot from Christy. About all sorts of things. Christy teaches me all the lyrics to all the West Coast rap from the 90s, I guess. Is that what it is? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, she's gonna do that. I got it going. So we're gonna tamp that down a little bit. But I wouldn't have it any other way. And it really was like this case study in building something and then people being attracted to it one by one by one and seeing what we have. And there's so many people on a waiting list who want to work at Backstage because it looks like the rest of the country. It looks like when they go and they do, they have fun. You go to a concert, you might see a lot of different types of people, but if you go to work, sometimes you're just the only one in the room, and it's just like, doesn't make sense. Now, I'm not gonna say that we're there yet, though. There's a lot of ways we could get better, and I definitely want to work on that too.
And people didn't apply via an online resume. I mean, they didn't necessarily give you a resume, and that's not how you found the team. I think that isn't necessarily. I think that's a really important part of this too, is reading through. So the team all answered some of Kelly Hoey's questions, and when you look at how everybody got in contact with you, a lot of it is via Twitter.
A lot of it's Twitter, yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's really important that we might
or some sort of in-person or some sort of so and there's have been some that have been the straightforward. Let me send you a resume and having it on file for a while, but that part is really important too. When I started Backstage, I wanted to have the company that I would want. When I realized there'd be other people working at it, I wanted it to be the company that I'd always wanted to work for. And I've worked for so many I've worked since I was 15. I've worked for so many different types of companies and bosses and leaders. And I wanted to take the very best that I had seen and then just completely do away with the worst that I had seen. And one of the best things was, just like we have with our process for applications for investment, is not just going to the same old places and wanting the same cookie cutter kind of way. Sometimes it helps that, I went through a windy path to get to VC. And I think sometimes what would happen if certain people didn't take my call or certain people just let me. Has anybody not seen Dangerous Minds? I don't, spoiler alert, put your head.
Dangerous Minds?
Dangerous Minds, anybody? Okay, I know we're going from Friends to Dangerous Minds, but it's a spoiler alert. I don't know if I should even do it. It's been 20-something years, so.
Do it.
There's a scene where Courtney B. Vance, also known as Angela Bassett's husband, doesn't take a meeting with a student, an important meeting with the student, because he didn't knock, because he didn't follow a protocol that he is used to. And something ended up happening to that student that was pretty terrible because he didn't get a chance to have this meeting. And so I know that's a weird place to go, but hey. But that's how I kind of feel like if you don't give people a chance to reach you in many different ways, you're really just cutting off a lot of opportunity for yourself. Mm-hmm. Don't think of it so much as they're getting left out because I'm cutting, but you're missing out. Think of yourself. I think of myself more of a kind of like a Simon Cowell or a record label A&R kind of person. Mm-hmm. That's how I've always felt. I'm really good at casting too. So even though we didn't cast. But I think of it like that, where it's like, are we going to find them all at Juilliard, or are we going to find some of them at the mall?
I love that. I love that because historically, I've seen some VC firms that they talk about inclusion and diversity, and you look at their partners they're repeating, and it's totally not diverse.
Yeah.
And historically, what I'm still even seeing in terms of the last 3 to 5 years, a lot of VC firms who are now mentioning diversity, they still go by these traditional, like, quote unquote, Silicon Valley rules, right? It's like, oh, you have to come from this path of a big tech company, or you have to come this path of raise a bunch of money or return some money, or you have to come this path from Ivy League. And we know, like, that's just this pattern that continue to I think, ripple the innovation and access in this tech ecosystem. And what you're doing is like, no, it doesn't have to work that way.
No.
And no, I'm showing you how to work this way. And yes, we are winning. And it's like
Yeah.
an awesome thing to see.
Yeah, I don't know how to say that, but yes, I agree, and I have a pet peeve. I have a few of them, but one of them is when a fund or a person is out there getting all these, like, hand claps for diversity, and then you go to their page, and it's like, oh, so you can talk about it and you can get the byline for it, but you're not doing it. So where does that come into play? And it does not count when you have no check writers, but you have women who are in marketing, platform, executive assistants. That counts, hello, proud of them. We're gonna have a puppet show afterward. I was gonna surprise you all, but it's been ruined.
Somebody was just like not self-aware. It's okay, get a pass, a lot going on.
I'm not saying that those roles do not matter, because they absolutely matter in the biggest way. We all know that the most connected and the most important person in the office is the executive assistant.
Yeah.
Let me say you right there. But when it comes to the straight white men, and one day I won't have to say this, out loud. When it comes to that, and that's all you see across the board on the team page, and the partner, managing partner, general partner. That means check writer. And then you have, there's some wonderful headshots of lovely ladies, and they're all in marketing.
Yeah.
You can go away with that.
Yeah.
You can not come to me with that.
Yeah, agreed.
So we're out of time, but we wanted to just talk really briefly. Today is the last day for entrepreneurs to apply to
the accelerator.
the accelerator.
Well, we thought we would make your Monday the hardest it could be. We wanted you to have this event and the deadline for our Backstage Accelerator. You can apply until 9 p.m. Pacific time, which is midnight Eastern. Absolutely apply. I feel like there's going to be at least one company that gets in that applied from this point to 9 p.m.
I agree.
I really believe that. So definitely apply, learn from the experience. There's going to be far more people who apply than get in, but we're gonna keep going, first of all. And you establish sort of a relationship by doing it this first time. And there's always going to be a special place for us for the first people who apply to the accelerator when we're 10, 20 years out. So think of it that way too. And then also, I think Christy said this on Instagram a couple of days ago, don't cut yourself, sell yourself short. Don't not apply because you think you're not ready, you think we wouldn't like it. You don't know yet. You don't know what we would like. There's a lot of different people looking at these applications from our team and our network, and somebody may be looking for you. So if you count yourself out, you're 100% not gonna get in.
Right.
But if you apply, you have more of an opportunity, obviously.
Awesome.
Agree. And the Backstage Accelerator is launching 2019 in Philadelphia, London, Detroit, and Backstage headquarters in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I would say I don't know if Backstage headquarters, LA, don't let that kind of fool you either, because they're all equally dispersed. I'm gonna be at all of them. I'm gonna visit all of them. I'm gonna be a big part of being there. Christy is running the accelerator. Wayne and Melinda are running it with her, and it's just going to be a really amazing time. I'm so excited about it. I've blocked my whole, like I've spent 300 days this year on the road, and for next year I've blocked like solid time to be at the accelerator. So I can't wait to see everybody.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Good. Great.
Great.
Awesome. Let's give a round of applause for Arlen Hampton.
Thank you.
All right, thank y'all.